Hey there friends, it's Dominique from the Pixie Planner. Welcome back to my channel. I have a very exciting unboxing for you today. If you watched my previous video, you'll have seen that I mentioned I purchased the Live Rich planner from the Budget Mom, and I wanted to do an unboxing and first impressions with you guys. I have not looked in here yet. The only thing I did was I trimmed the tape on the sides just so I don't have to fiddle too much with it here on camera. So I want to walk through, show you the layout, give you guys a little bit of information on it, and then my next video I am going to be setting up the month of October with you guys. I was contemplating whether I wanted to start it in September this month because we're just halfway through, and I was thinking maybe I could do a little back planning, but I am just going to start fresh in October, so make sure you watch out for the video to follow this one. So let's go ahead and open up the box and see what we have inside. So when I received this in the mail, it came just like so. There was no other packaging on the outside or wrap on the outside. And opening it up, we have a really cute, and this is wonderful, it's such a personalized thank you note from Kamiko that she wrote on the top of the box there on the inside. I really enjoy when you know, business owners just kind of give their own personal thanks, especially, you know, when just starting out. They put so much hard work into their products, and this is, you know, wrapped and packaged by her. So I think it's wonderful that she takes that extra time just to give a little thank you note. And I am going to turn this around because my stand is going to be knocked over by the size of the box if I don't do so. So this is how the paper is on the inside. Then we have, I'm not going to show that, that's my address and just kind of the receipt for the products. And we have here liverichplanner.com. So this is just kind of her social media information. And then on the back, she provides a coupon for 10% off your next order, which is very, very kind of her. And then we have the planner. So we have it wrapped in plastic. I don't know what they call this type of plastic, but you know, your kind of typical shrink wrap type deal. Let me go ahead and move the box out of the way. So here's the planner itself. I am gonna go ahead and just kind of score along here to remove the plastic covering. I am so excited. Oh my goodness, so excited. And then we have, I guess it's just, yeah, just a little protective kind of cover on the inside there. I'll put that off to the side. So right away, this is, oh my gosh, this is like such a heavy duty chipboard. Like I'm like amazed at the sturdiness. The ring here, the spiral is a little bit bent in at the top, but you know what? That's super easy just to kind of pull it out a little bit to kind of get it back in place. So that's not a big deal. You know, for the most part, when it comes to these type of coils, and in the packagings, a lot of the times they can come to you a little bit bent up, but I haven't had any problems in the past with other coils. I've been able to kind of put them back into alignment. So that's looking pretty good. And then on the back here, we have the Budget Mom and just such beautiful succulent patterns. Like the design is really just gorgeous. We've got another one of those hard cardboard protectors there. So let's jump in. Opening her up, we have the tabs that she kindly provides for free because it is a January start. And of course, yeah, this is, she says, is an undated planner. So I love that she gives you the option to go ahead and change the months yourself. Like for myself, I'm going to be starting in October. So I'm going to be changing all these tabs over. And I think it's wonderful because that allows me to just really jump right in instead of having to wait to the new year. So you have your basic nameplate page here. Right away, I'm noticing the paper is nice and smooth, and it actually feels like it's a good consistency. I will do a pen test with you guys to give you a better idea. But I know on the website it says 70-pound accent super smooth paper. So that doesn't really mean anything to me, but it feels really nice to the touch. So we'll just have to see how it is when we do our pen testing. Then we have the little intro page here, and I do enjoy reading about how certain business owners came about, with creating their products. So this is a great thing to read through. I'm not going to do that with you, just so, time purposes. Then she gives you here examples of how to use the layouts. And these are just really fun examples. I like the way she did this. And I love her creative touch. She mentions that this planner was very special to her because she's such a creative person. She wanted to be able to show that in her planning. So I'll be interested to see how this works out for my own creativity. Then flipping the page, you have your yearly overview for 2020, 21, 22, 23. And this is great because this will be a page where I just have a quick look at special events or birthdays, anniversaries, my paydays, things like that. I like to keep track of. So I'm going to be making note of those type of events on this page or on these spreads here. Then we've got dot grid before the start of our first month. The dot grid paper, I don't know if you can really see. Let me kind of bring it up to you. And I'm sorry for some of the shadowing, guys. I promise one of these days I will do better with my lighting. I'm saving up for it. But the dot grid page, it's a pretty prominent gray. It's not very light colored like you would find in your Leuchtturm dot journals. So that I would rather it be a little bit lighter. I find that it's a little too distracting with it being so dark. But at the same time, I rarely use the note pages that are, positioned before the month. I tend to forget about them. So it's not that big of a deal. It's only one page right there, so I'm fine with it. Then we get into our first divider. This is definitely thicker than the paper itself. It's kind of your standard, it feels like your standard cardstock, maybe a little bit thicker, but a nice smooth texture. The laminated tabs seem to be very, very durable, so that is very nice. Then of course you have your succulent design. Then you have a nice quote, and it goes straight into your month. Now this is a really interesting monthly layout to me. As you can see, it is undated. I really enjoy that she has a spot there for you to put your focus, whether it be personal or work for the month, and of course keeping track of your goals, projects, and a little section here to kind of do what you like, whether it be doodling or taking extra notes. What I will make a remark on is that these circles here for the dates seem to be a little bit too large compared to the size of the box. So the size of the box is much shorter than I have had in typical planners of this size. It's a little bit wider, but I feel like it's a little shorter. So the circle is quite a large circle, and I feel like it kind of takes up some of that precious space in the monthly box. But again, we'll just have to see. I haven't written anything in here yet, so I'm going to have to see how I feel about the size of the boxes. So my other quick thought here is that I wish the black was a little bit less of a stark black. I wish it was a little bit more faded, I guess you could say, than like charcoal or something. It feels very stark to me. So as far as visually, it seems a little bit hard, to the eye, in my opinion, with that top section. But I really enjoy how she has the abbreviation of each day in bold. So I think that's a really fun touch for the Monday through Sunday there. So let's flip into the personal finance section. This is what I am really most excited about because I do follow her budget by paycheck system. I don't follow it to a T because I have changed the way I do the whole cash envelope system, but that is the system, the workbook itself is the system that I have been following and that has helped me reach my goals. So I keep up with everything else that's a part of it. But I am really excited to have kind of a monthly spread right here in view to kind of always keep at the front of my mind because the workbook is very separate from my planning system. I do have to kind of refer back and forth quite often, and I like that this way I just have it all right there in front of me and I don't have to worry about, referring to things quite as often since I'll have it right in front. On the left-hand side, you can see that you can write your month and year there, your Y word, which she's very strong about. Of course, we all need that reminder of why we started our journey to begin with. And I love that there's an area for you to really put that boldly in front of you. Your goals, savings challenges, areas to cut spending, and your total spending for the month. So I'm a big fan of having a quick glimpse of information on one spread, or like in the monthly view, I really like to have a quick glimpse of my wins or how, overall I did with my goals. So I really like that this is another area where it just gives me a rundown of all of the things that I need as far as my finance goes. Then you have your daily spending, which I'm going to keep track of my no spend days. I don't have any debt, so I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do with this general section. Maybe I'll do, because I'm in the process of saving up money for a new car, maybe I'll kind of turn that into a section where it'll be, new car progress for how much money I put towards it each month. And then here for savings goals, I can have my usual sinking funds down here. So again, we'll see how it is. I'm going to be kind of toying with things, of course, for the first maybe month or two. But I am very excited again to have just these two spreads here as a quick glimpse, and it's going to be a great way to really keep me focused on these financial goals that I have. So the next couple pages are going to be for your weekly view. And I really love this layout for time blocking. I think that's something that I am going to be doing with it myself. So I will use some color coding with it, and I will block out my work hours, my hours that I am putting towards working on YouTube, my workouts, my time with family, so on. So I'm going to use the color coding, time blocking method in here, and I'm really excited to see how that works out for me. You've got a nice big section on the left-hand side here for writing out your weekly to-dos or keeping track of notes. And then at the top, you have today's mindset, your meal plan, and then writing in your workout. And this is going to be great for me because I am just getting back into a regular workout routine. That's going to help hold me accountable, I think, more easily than the way I'm doing it right now. So I really enjoy this layout, and I'm excited to see how this will work out for me. Again, I think the black is just a little bit too stark for my liking. I do enjoy, though, that it's broken up, alternating with a little bit of the white mixed in there. So this isn't quite as harsh for me as it was in the previous, well, not that spread, but the monthly one. I think that's the main one where I just feel like, oh, wow, okay, a lot of black there, but I can look past that. It's not a big deal. It's just something that may bother some people. So I just want to let it be known. So this weekly spread is going to be just a great time management piece for just about anyone. And then you have finally your personal planning pages here. This is my second most, exciting page, because my finances were number one, just having it all at a glance. And then number two, I am really streamlining my cleaning schedule and habit tracking. And for the longest time, I was putting sticky notes in my planner or having to draw out a habit tracker or purchase a sticker for it or washi tape it in. I kind of got a little bit tired of trying to work around the planner layout itself. And I was really excited to see that her planner has everything that I was working around already in here. So I've got my cleaning schedule. That was a really important part for me, my habit tracking. And then again, my focus area to keep me focused on my goals. Now, I'm not one for meal planning, but it's not going to hurt for me to try to get into it. So I'm going to see how the layout over here on the left-hand side works for me. The nice thing is you can always put a sticker over it or use washi tape, whiteout, whatever you want. So I'm going to see how I do with meal planning here. I've got ideas for how I could use those if that doesn't work out. I do like to have a section for shopping list. That way I'm not having to, again, use sticky notes and have them kind of scattered all over my planner. So I like having that section. I really, really love this spread here. I'm very excited to dive into that. So after this page, you go into your second week for planning. Then you have your third week for planning. It has a fourth week and a fifth week. So she gives you plenty of pages for 5 weeks of planning in each month. And I think that's fantastic because, as we all know, not every month has 4 weeks. So it all pretty much continues just like that. So going into February, you will see you've got your monthly view. Then it goes right into your personal financing, followed by weekly view and personal planning. So let me just quickly flip through each of the dividers so you can see what those are looking like. So at the back, you end with 1 sheet of dot grid paper, and then you have this plastic folder that has a pocket on each side. So this is great to have something just to kind of stuff your loose papers, or this is probably where I will keep track of, appointment cards and everything, kind of just have a place for them. So let's go ahead and do a pen test. I'm going to go ahead and use this sheet here, and that way we can see if there's any ghosting or bleed through on the opposite side. And I'm going to use some of my favorite pens, and I feel like in the planner community there are a lot of people's favorite pens, so hopefully you can get an idea of how it might work for yourself. So I am going to pull out, I've got a Sharpie pen, or not a Sharpie pen, a Papermate Flair, and I am one who loves mild liners. I think that is a major obsession amongst many of us. So I'm going to use a mild liner. I have a Micron pen that is just a wonderful, long-lasting. It's archival ink, and you can highlight over it. It doesn't smear. It's just a wonderful pen. Probably one of my absolute favorites. And I'm going to go ahead and use a Muji. Sorry if you hear me rustling through my pen pouch here, but I also have my G2 2 as well. And then lastly, I'm going to use one of my other favorites, and that is the Papermate Inkjoy. This is the 0.5. The Pilot G2 is a 0.5. The Muji, I have a 0.38. The Micron, I have a 0.35. And Papermate Flare, this is the medium. So let me go ahead and make some marks, and then I'll show you what I have. Okay guys, so there we have my most used pens. So, for myself, pretty much in every single planner, I will use all of these, and that's really all that, matters to me. I don't ever use the Sharpie markers or anything like that. We know that those will usually bleed through most everything, unless you get the Sharpie pen, which is very much like the Papermate. So let's turn the page. And I will bring this a little closer so that way you can see there is some ghosting with the Papermate Flare, and also you can see a little bit of the highlighter coming through. So pretty much the first 3 have the most ghosting. The Micron, the Muji actually, very little. This is a very, very fine point pen though, so I'm not surprised. But all the other ones do have a little bit of ghosting that came through. As you can see though, there's no bleed through, so that's always nice. And as far as ghosting goes, it doesn't bother me. I find that is pretty much the case in every planner I've used. There is some ghosting of some sort, and it doesn't bother me. I'm okay with it. The highlighter over the Micron, you saw that I kind of gave it a few seconds before I highlighted over it, and that worked very, very well. No smearing. I have found that on certain papers, even when I give it like 10 seconds, 15 seconds to dry, if I highlight over it, it will smear, and there was no smearing of it, and so that makes me super happy that I don't have to wait too long to highlight over my pen. So for my closing thoughts here, overall I am really impressed with the quality of this planner. The paper just feels like a dream. The durability of it I think is going to be really great as well. And to give you a little bit more information, I think I forgot to mention in the beginning, the dimensions of the planner is 8 3/4 by 11, so it is a very large planner, but this is one that will stay at home mostly, and what I like is that this will kind of be my command center for my home, and I feel like this covers everything that I really need in a planner. I need to keep track of my finances, my cleaning schedule, my weekly schedule, and of course monthly for appointments and events. So it really covers everything that I could possibly need. I hope you guys enjoyed this walkthrough of the new Live Rich planner. I'm very excited to show you in my next video how I set up my planner for the month of October, and also going forward how it is actually working out for me. So thank you guys very much for hanging out with me in today's video. I appreciate you all so very much, and I will see you again soon in my next video. Bye!